James Tippin's pass is incomplete. The intended receiver, Matt Edwards, we've already had the kickoff. West Billingsley, rather, with a 36-yard kickoff. Tommy Horn down the ball on the 24-yard line, just sort of fell on it in this damp weather. Probably a pretty good idea. The pass incomplete on first down, and Paul, we'll probably see a lot of passing tonight for the Patriots, but this rain may hurt their passing attack.
It's definitely going to slow it down. They're going to come out here the first couple of snaps and see if they can throw it on Newton County, and then they'll go right back to the run.
James Tippins is a junior quarterback, and he is sort of the center of this offense, which is a run-and-shoot offense, 4 receivers. First time we've seen anything like this all year. Tippins fumbles the snap over center and falls on it at the 22-yard line. We'll see lots of those tonight, too. The run by Tippins, probably a loss of 2 yards there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 12.
Well, the referee's going to run a ball boy in and out almost every play to keep the ball good and dry, and it's almost impossible to keep it dry, but the referee's going to be working hard tonight to try to keep a dry ball out on the field.
It'll be a loss of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 11 for the Patriots, and the sloppy weather already taking its toll here tonight. And we're into the first quarter of action between the Patriots and the Newton County Rams. Rams, as we mentioned, still have an outside shot at the playoffs. It necessitates a victory tonight and next week over the South Gwinnett Comets. But we got to take them one game at a time. Tippins in shotgun formation. Takes the snap, looking to pass on 3rd down. Passes up and complete at the first down marker to the 40 and brought down at the 40-yard line. First down to Rusty Roach. Roach, a senior, split end, and Berkmar has a first down. That's the advantages of the passing game. You can gain quick yardages, lots of yardage in a quick amount of time.
Very good play there by Berkmar, the quarterback. James Tippins just stepped back with a 7-yard drop and just zoomed the ball out to number 85, Rusty Roach, and a big play from Berkmar.
17-yard play, as a matter of fact. First down for Berkmar. 1st and 10, they're on their own 40-yard line. Michael Sellers in there playing defense for Newton County. You mentioned him, echoing the sentiments of many folks here on this Ram defense, as he's looking for some interceptions tonight from that passing attack, and a timeout here is going to be taken, Paul.
That's right. Actually, the number 7, the quarterback for Berkmar, James Tippins, didn't like what he saw there, and this is really a strange formation we're seeing from Berkmar. It's a one-back set. If you can visualize just one tailback in the backfield, 3 wide receivers on one side, and also a receiver on the other side, so they're running without a tight end also. So a very strange look, and basically what they're saying is we're going to pass the ball on you tonight, and because you definitely can't run with all those receivers out there on the wide side. There's no one to block. So it looks like Berkmar is going to come out here and try the weather and see if they can pass the ball in Newton County.
One thing that will work in the Rams' favor is if they execute as well as they did last week. Paul, last week is 0 penalty yards, and they only had 1 turnover. That was an interception at the very end of the first half. They also only punted the ball 1 time. That execution, that'll give you a victory the large majority of the time.
Well, that kind of play goes recognized too. Also, the coach from Clark Central, Billy Henderson, he noticed that, and he went up to the players and recognized they played a very clean ball game, and he was very proud of that, and that comes from a very good coach.
Berkmar comes to the line after taking their timeout, and now Tippins going to go over center, and they're going to go in regular formation. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 man in the backfield standing just a couple of yards behind the quarterback. Tippins takes the snap. He's going to hand off this time. Number 20 breaks to the 45, 50, past midfield to the 46-yard line, and brought down there. It'll be a first down, and the run on that play was Dustin Pearson. He was brought down by Lamar Hips in the secondary.
Tommy Taylor's going to be a little bit upset with himself. He's out there hitting himself on the head. Tommy had him in the backfield. He had Dustin Pearson tied up in the backfield, but Dustin kept struggling, kept moving his legs, and picked up a big gain on the play.
Berkmar is now in Newton County territory. First down from the Newton 46. 9:57 remains in your first quarter. Berkmar started this drive at their own 24. Looked like they were going to be stuck there, but a 17-yard pass play gave them a new life. They're trying to take advantage of that. Tippins passing on first down, passes up, and incomplete. The intended receiver, that one was Dante Trimble. And in on the coverage there was number 9, Jamal Marks, for the Newton County Rams.
That was just an off-look play. The quarterback, James Tippins, just stepped back, looked one way, and then fired the ball on the other side, and it just overthrew the intended receiver.
I think Marks sort of sensed an interception on that play, just a few yards away from the ball. In fact, he gave the receiver there a pretty good hit.
Yeah, he was anticipating an interception. Newton County has definitely got to get a lot more pressure on the quarterback than what we've seen here in this first drive.
Rams go with a 4-man front. Now a couple of folks sneaking up to the line of potential blitz here on second down. They're at the Newton County 46, second down and 10. Tippins changing the play possibly at the line. Now Berkmar set to go, and the handoff is going to go to Pearson. Pearson to the 35, still up, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10-5, touchdown, Patriots. 46-yard run around the left side from Dustin Pearson.
Big play there by Berkmar. Newton County was looking for a pass. They was coming in with a blitz with 2 linebackers. And looks like James Tippin at the line changed the play. And excellent audible there by James Tippin to change the play and allow Dustin Pearson to run off the left side for a long touchdown.
So Berkmar takes an early 6-0 lead here. Let's hope the Newton County Rams haven't come out without that without that intensity, we should say, tonight. And the person who's going to be in to attempt the extra point here for the Patriots is going to be Scott Ganusa. And he takes the snap. It's a good one, and the kick is up, and it is good. The point after. And Berkmar will take the 7-0 lead. We'll take this time out, and we will be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football action right after this on WGFS AM 1430.
It's time for Badcock.
Stadium in Gwinnett County with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Thank you very much, Paul. Dusty Roach is going to be kicking off. He'll be in there on the kickoff for the Berkmar Patriots. He's a senior, back to receive for Newton County, the folks you've expected to see back there all year long. Well, Cordell Benton's back there, but we see Kareem Maddox instead of Adrian Carr back there on the kickoff return team. Berkmar in that pass drive, 6 plays and 76 yards, capped by a 46-yard run from Pearson, and with 9:33 remaining, Berkmar a 7-0 lead. Here is the kick. It is a high, booming kick. Benton is going to take it at the 5, gain to the 10, to the 15, finds a little room on the right side. A penalty flag is thrown as he's taken out of bounds at the 25. Penalty flag thrown away from the ball, and we'll see what that is.
Usually when you see that flag being thrown there, it's going to be a clip or maybe a push in the back, and we're waiting for the call from the referees. But you don't like that call if you're a coach for the Newton County Rams.
Referees are standing around the 25-yard line. We'd imagine the ball will be spotted there before the penalty, and we'll see where the penalty is. It is against the Rams, as we just heard, and that's going to take it back a good 13 yards or more.
It's going to be an illegal block in the back, and that's something that's just you just can't have on your kickoff return team. Actually, it wasn't anywhere near the ball carrier, and that's just one of those kind of penalties that coaches just can't stand to have. So it's going to back Newton County up several yards, and they're going to have their ball on their own 12-yard line. So it's going to take 88 yards to get a touchdown for Newton County.
So after the 12-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal line, Newton County will be starting deep in its own territory, at their own 12-yard line. Michael Sellers will go over center. Wing T formation, the pitch out to the right side to Cordell Benton. Benton on the right side, gains to the 15 and out of bounds there. And Cordell Benton is the man they've been going to the past couple weeks.
Well, that's that same quick pitch we saw a lot last week against Clark Central, and it seemed to work for Newton County very well last week. And it's definitely going to have to work this week with the weather being like it is and the wet ground, and a lot of slipping and sliding going on out there. Mike Sellers is going to have to quick pitch that ball to both his tailbacks, Adrian Carr and Cordell Benton, to get around the corner.
The Rams have been excellent at not turning the ball over the past couple weeks. You sort of worry about that with this weather here. They're playing in a driving rainstorm pretty much now. There's not much wind, but the rain is pretty heavy, and everybody in the stands has their umbrellas. Michael Sellers is going to take the snap, and he is going to hand off and gaining to about the 16-yard line on that particular running play. And the Rams will bring up third down situation.
One thing you need to keep in mind is this is Berkmar's homecoming, so they're out here wanting to play. Of course, it's a miserable day for a homecoming, but the football players are here. They know their alumni is here, so they're going to be up for this ball game. Hopefully, Newton County hadn't come into Gwinnett County here a little bit overconfident, and that's going to be major. We'll see over this first drive what Newton County has up their sleeve.
The Rams seem to play in far too many homecomings. Hopefully, as they get better as the years go by, they will not have to play in so many homecomings. There's another quick pitch to the right side. Cordell Benton gains to the 20, to the 25, close to a first down marker, and out of bounds over there. Benton taking the pitch and staying up over close to that right sideline.
Very good determined running by Cordell Benton. We saw a lot of that last week, and it looks like he's going to be real close to the first down. Actually, I think they're going to give him a first down.
That's exactly right, Paul, as it is first down for Newton County. So Cordell Benton on a third down play. Once again coming through, the Rams have been stellar in third down situations this year. 8-yard gain from Benton, first down for Newton County. They're out to their own 23, slowly driving the ball downfield. The ball control, something Newton County's been very good at all year long. 3 men in the backfield. Andy Rudd goes in motion. Pitch to the right side to Benton. Benton out of bounds. There's a penalty flag at the 20. And we'll see it maybe against the Rams.
It's going to be a holding call against the fullback against Newton County, and it's going to back them up even further. So there wasn't nothing on the play, and one of the fullbacks decided to hold on the play, and it's going to back them up even further.
So another penalty against Newton County, this one against Patrick Gaither, the sophomore. Gaither has had his troubles in there for Newton County this year, and we'll see how far that penalty gets marked off. Referees stand at the 20-yard line, which was the spot of the foul, and they're going to mark it off probably half the distance to the goal line, we would imagine, and stick it on the 10-yard line.
When we see early penalties like that in the ballgame, we're only 7:33 in the first quarter, and we say Newton County has already had 2 penalties against them. And what that really means is Newton County hadn't buckled up the shin straps yet. They're not ready to play. Hopefully they're going to wake up and realize that they're in a ballgame. It means a lot to them, and they're going to get they're going to buckle up both sides of their helmet and go after Berkmar.
It's time to do exactly that. First down and 23 for the Rams, as Berkmar has some trouble getting their defense set up. Now they have it set to go, and the pitch over to the left side and to the 6-yard line and stop there. A big loss on the play as the pitch was out to Gaither, and Gaither was stopped by number 25, Keith Weathers, for the Berkmar Patriots. It's a loss of 4.
That's one thing what happens to if you get to be a one-dimensional offense is that the defense can spread their defensive ends out because they know exactly what you're going to do. And Newton County is very typical. They know that Newton County is going to run, so Berkmar is spreading out their defensive ends. And what Newton County is going to have to do is run up the middle, or they may have to try to pass here because they're not going to doesn't look like they're going to be on the corner.
It's 2nd and 27 for Newton County. They are deep in their own territory at their own 6. Sellers goes down over the center, Jude Denman, and there's a penalty flag here as it looks like a false start against Newton County.
That's 3 penalties, Kevin, we've seen early here in this first drive. And what that means is, as I said just a minute ago, looks like Newton County just is not ready to play yet. You got 3 mental mistakes of pushing the back on the kickoff return, holding nowhere near the ball, and you just have an offside penalty. So Newton County is not on track right here, and they better wake up real quick.
3-yard penalty, so already on the Rams, 3 penalties for a total of 28 yards. It'll be 2nd down from their own 3. We're going in the wrong direction, folks. We started this one at our own 23, had a penalty back to the 10. Patrick Gaither stopped back to the 6, and now another penalty brings it back to the 3-yard line. 6:16 remains, Berkmar with a 7-0 lead. Big front for the Rams as Sellers takes the snap. He's going to run it himself on the left side. He's going to gain to the 5 and tackled out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Taken out by Ryan Flores, a junior cornerback. And Sellers may have gained 2 yards, but that's about it, Paul.
Well, actually, that was really, Mike should have ran the ball a little bit in towards the middle of the field and allowed himself to be able to pitch to Cordell Benton. But Mike decided to go towards the sideline, and number 23, Ryan Flores, made an excellent play.
It's a gain of 2 for Sellers. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 or 8 miles for the Rams to go here as they're on their own 5-yard line. Berkmar coming up there in what amounts to now a 5-man front. A couple of folks very close to that line as they're looking to stop the run here. Sellers goes to the right side. He's going to pitch it out to Benton. Benton finds a little running room, but is tackled out of bounds close to the 10-yard line and well short of a first down. And Newton County, deep in their own territory, will be forced to punt.
Well, what you see right there, you saw 11 players on the football field, and all of them within 6 feet of each other. And what that means is Newton County is a running football team, and Berkmar can spread out as much as they want to eliminate the speed of the tailbacks for Newton County. So Newton County is going to have to do something. They're going to have to run up the middle with Jason Robbins, or they're going to have to throw the ball. And this is not a real good night to learn how to throw the ball. And Newton County hasn't shown that they can throw the ball all year with only 137 yards passing all season. So Newton County's got 4th down, and they're going to punt it away with Tommy Taylor.
4th and 26, so Taylor will be in to punt. 2 men back to receive there for the Berkmar Patriots. Taylor standing in the end zone. Come on, get this kick off now, Tommy. There's another penalty flag as the kick goes up, and it will bounce at the 25-yard line and go out of bounds. But the penalty is over on the Newton County side, and I have a feeling it's another penalty against the Rams.
It looks like they're going to, I don't really, it's going to be illegal procedure on Newton County, and that's going to back them up even further. They may decide to decline this penalty, and I think that's what Berkmar is going to do. They're going to decline the penalty and take the ball on the weak punt by Tommy Taylor.
The ball is spotted at the 25-yard line. That's only an 18-yard punt from Taylor, and it only makes sense in that situation to go ahead and decline the penalty, and Berkmar will be starting in great field position over at the Newton County 25-yard line.
Good call there by the Berkmar coaches. You don't want to give Tommy Taylor a second chance to kick the ball because his first kick was only an 18-yarder, so you might as well just decline the penalty and take the ball right there on your own 26-yard line to go on, actually the Newton County 26-yard line.
So Berkmar starts in great field position this time around. They scored on a drive that started at their own 24, and now the Rams in danger of falling behind by a couple of touchdowns early. Tippins looking to pass on first down, being pursued. Pass is complete to Pearson. Pearson to the 15, to the 11, and brought down by Jason Robbins at the 11-yard line. Probably going to be a first down for Berkmar.
Good play there by Berkmar. They set up the screen on the right side of the field. The offensive line set up the block, then they released to go down the right side of the ball field, and Jason Robbins made a heck of a play. He had 4 or 5 linemen trying to block him, and he squirted through and made the tackle.
Another first down for the Patriots. First down and 10 yards to go. They're at the 13-yard line now of Newton County, just a few yards away from scoring yet another touchdown. The Ram defense has had lots of trouble against this run-and-shoot offense. They look like they're a little bit deceived by that run-and-shoot. Tippins goes over center, takes the snap, rolls out to the left-hand side. The pass is going to be up and is going to be tipped, and no good. And one of the Newton County men tipped it. It was nowhere near a Berkmar defender, but Michael Sellers got a hand on the football, close to an interception.
Close to an interception. Those are kind of hard to intercept. The ball was really thrown behind Mike. Actually, there was no Berkmar player anywhere near the ball. Mike made a good effort at the ball, but was unable to come up with it.
So it'll be second down for the Berkmar Patriots at the Newton County 13-yard line, as so far they have passed 5 times out of 8 plays from scrimmage, so expect to see a little more of that, as they have been pretty successful so far with the pass. Newton County in a 4-man front. Tippins over center. Berkmar offense ready to go. The handoff to Pearson. Pearson scores it. It's on the ground at the 8-yard line. Berkmar may have recovered, but again in the rain, a fumble by Pearson.
Well, what we're seeing from Newton County here is, hopefully what we're seeing is, Newton County's got their white uniforms on, their white trousers and their white uniforms. So it looks like Newton County don't want to get their uniforms dirty, but once they get their uniforms dirty, they get a little bit wet, and they start getting warm inside. I think they're going to start playing football. Right now it's going to be around third down and about 6, and Newton County needs to hold Berkmar to at least 3 points in this series.
Third down from the Newton County 9-yard line, and that's the way the luck has gone at this stadium this year. For the Rams, it has been very, very bad luck. A fumble, and the Patriots recover. Second time in this game that that's happened. Tippins looking to pass on third down. The pass is complete to Pearson. Pearson to the 5, stays up, and close to a touchdown, but I believe he's going to be short as the pass complete to Pearson just a few yards away, and we'll see what Berkmar does here in a situation of fourth down. Perhaps they have a first down just short of the goal line.
Looks like Newton County has definitely got to get their linebackers. The responsibility of the tailback coming out of the backfield, number 20, Dustin Pearson, the responsibility is the Newton County linebacker. He's got to go everywhere Dustin Pearson does, and in the first couple of series from Berkmar, we've seen he's been open every play for a pass, and he's made a couple of receptions.
It'll be a first down for the Patriots, and the ball will be spotted at the 3-yard line. That was a 6-yard pass play, so yet another first down, and Berkmar moving the ball at will so far. Only 3 yards to go to take this 2-touchdown lead. We have got 2 minutes and 51:50, now 49 seconds remaining in this first quarter of action. Berkmar a 7-0 lead, but threatening to change all of that as they split 2 wide receivers to the right side, 2 over to the left side, and Pearson in the backfield. Pearson can run the football, so you've got to concentrate on him as well as these 4 receivers and the quarterback. 6 offensive weapons in there. Give this to Pearson. Pearson, touchdown, Patriots. 3-yard run straight up the middle. Pearson almost untouched.
Just a straight dive off the right side there by the Berkmar Patriots. What they're doing is just lining up and running that dive, and very successful there on that play. And Berkmar's going to go ahead 13-0 here right before the PAT.
Rams could be in trouble as in to attempt the extra point is Scott Janusa. Janusa, senior kicker, in to attempt the point after, and he would give Berkmar the 14-0 lead. You don't like to be down by 2 touchdowns early, especially in this weather, as the cannon goes off again, celebrating a Berkmar touchdown. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. So Janusa misses wide right on the point after attempt, and that may help the Rams as we move along in this game. 13-0 your score, 2 minutes, 30 seconds remain in your first quarter. We'll be back with more exciting Newton County Ram football action after this on WGFS AM 1430. Back at the Berkmar High School Stadium, sent to kick off for the Patriots, Dusty Roach, back to receive Cornell Benton and Kareem Maddox. And the kick is an end-over-end kick toward the right sideline. Newton County going to have to touch it at the 16-yard line, as it was just a few inches from rolling out of bounds on the near sideline. But Patrick Gaither had to touch it because the ball was spotted at 16, and it was not going to roll out of bounds as it stopped there, Paul.
Ball just died right there on the 16-yard line. and that's actually very good luck there for Berkmar, because if he would have kicked it out of the end zone, it would have brought it up to the 20. But now he actually shanked it off the right side of his foot, and the ball just died there on the 16-yard line. So Newton County, again, in a hole, going to have to start at 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line.
When the luck doesn't go your way, it certainly does not go your way, and the Rams have had their share of bad luck tonight. Sellers looking to lead this Rams offense to a touchdown. He gives to Andy Rudd. Rudd, the fullback, to the 21 to the 22-yard line, and brought down there by the folks on the Berkmar defense, including James Wright, sophomore 205-pound linebacker, bringing Andy Rudd down. He's a big guy, and Rudd gains to the 21. That's a 5-yard gain.
Well, as you look out there, these uniforms are starting to get dirty, and that's good news for Newton County, because they've got wet and they're getting a little bit warm, so look, Newton County go back in the wishbone here.
The rain has increased, and Sellers gives into the 22-yard line as not much there. Sellers trying to hand off and go straight up the middle. Cordell Benton only had about a yard.
Coach Cook's a big believer in changing that formation on offense. He goes from wishbone to eye back, and also to the wing T formation. Newton County is bringing in another, actually a very big lineman, number 56 for Newton County. That is Torrance Brown, 6'1", 262-pound junior.
The rain is increasing steadily, and it is a downpour now, folks. It's going to be a pretty sloppy football game, I have a feeling. It's 13-0 Berkmar. A minute 8 remains in the first quarter. Sellers goes over Drew Denman. He's going to take the snap, and he's going to take it himself on the right side. He's going to gain a first down and get to the 30, and tackled at the 30-yard line, and he is stopped there by Brian McCubbin, the senior defensive lineman for Berkmar, but a first down for the Rams.
Well, that good dive play with Andy Rudd, when they gained 6 yards up the middle, that opened up around the corner on the right side for Mike Sellers. I keep going back to these uniforms. They're getting them dirty, and I think that Newton County is going to come out and start playing this series.
Rams set to go in what appears to be a wing T-type formation. Sellers going to take it himself and pitch out to Cordell Benton, and Benton is stuffed at the 25-yard line, and Berkmar read that play perfectly as the pitch out to Benton, an ill-fated one.
Not a very good pitch there by Mike Sellers. He was being brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and he was just in desperation to throw the ball, and Cordell Benton made a good catch and was brought down for an added 2-yard loss from what Mike Sellers would have brought down. So he probably wished he didn't throw that ball in.
Paul, would you say that pitch is about the extent of the Rams' passing game this year?
That's about all we saw. That's about all we've seen all along as a pitch.
Second down and 15 yards as the Rams are on their own 25, still trying to drive. The farthest they've gotten is to their own 23-yard line, and that will be the end of your first quarter of action. Rams having trouble in the first quarter as they're down 13-0. We're going to take this break, and we will be back after this 30-second break with your second quarter of Ram football action right after this on WGFS AM 1430.
There are close to one.
Better fashion than the first quarter began. Michael Sellers goes over center. He's going to give to Gaither. Gaither, a little running room on the left side to the 30, to the 31, and knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Patrick Gaither, the young sophomore, getting a little bit more action here. He's going to gain about 4 on the play, perhaps a little bit more.
Looks like there's going to be a Patriot down on the field. While they're tending to him, Newton County is not having a whole lot of success in the corner. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to, hopefully they're going to have to put a receiver out wide to loosen up that Berkmar defense, because Newton County is lining up all 11 players within a 7-yard right off the line of scrimmage. So there's no wide outs, there's no split ends or nothing. So all the Berkmar defenders are right there on the ball. So, and Newton County can't use their speed to get to the corner due to the rain. And we're going to have to see some kind of change here from Newton County's offense.
We've seen it from both Michael Sellers and also on that last play from Patrick Gaither. As you're trying to get accelerated here in the rain, it's very, very tough to do. And in terms of the running game does get hindered a little bit by the rain. I think the passing game is probably hindered a little bit more, but Berkmar has been pretty successful with that passing game so far.
Well, when you can throw the ball, 15 yards, 20 yards down the field, it's all right. It's a little bit limited in the rain, but when you start throwing the bomb in the rain, it's almost impossible. But Newton County's passing game is non-existent since 1993, so Newton County's going to have to make some change with their rushing game, because what they're doing now is not working, and they got third and about 12 yards to go.
The Rams have only gained 23 yards on the ground so far. They've yet to attempt to pass so far in tonight's game, and we're just into the second quarter. 2-touchdown lead by Berkmar, actually 13-0 as that kicker, Scott Janusa, missed the extra point after the second touchdown, missed it wide right. Rams are on their own 28. It's going to be third down, long yardage situation, 12 to 13 yards. Rams looking with a three-back set here. One man goes in motion, and Sellers going to take it himself and gets to the 26 and brought down at the 26. Again, well short of a first down. Rusty Roach brings him down, not to be confused with the kicker, Dusty Roach. Two completely different folks as Roach brings down Michael Sellers, and deep, again, the Rams are in their own territory.
As I'm trying to compare last week's outside running game to what we're seeing here tonight, and it looks like slow motion, and that's got to do with the field. The field is very wet. However, it does have a good crown on it, so the water is draining off to the sidelines, but we're seeing a slow motion option play by Newton County.
Rams are going to punt it here with Tommy Taylor back to receive for Berkmar. Jason Back and Dustin Pearson. Jason Back is listed as a running back. His last name is spelled B-A-K. What an excellent name for a running back. We haven't seen much of him tonight. Snap is high to Taylor. He gets the punt off, but again, it's a small, or I should say a low spiraling punt that goes past midfield, and it's going to bounce at the 48, and Jason Robbins is going to touch it there. So the punt from Tommy Taylor puts Berkmar back in their own territory, Paul, but that's about it. The Rams again having trouble on offense.
That's right, and luckily Newton County got a better punt there, and it's going to put Berkmar in their own territory, but they only have 3 yards to get into Newton County territory. They're going to have it 1st and 10 with excellent field position on their own 48-yard line.
26-yard punt there from Taylor. Still not something you would hope for from Taylor, as he's had 2 punts of 18 and 26 yards. The Berkmar Patriots rather first down. They're at their own 48-yard line going out of a shotgun formation here. They throw the ball a good 60-70% of the time. Tippins up passing on first down. Michael Sellers had it in his hands for the interception, but it fell through, and Sellers upset with himself. The ball was almost thrown directly to him. He was probably surprised by the fact that the ball was so easy to intercept, and he missed it.
Well, when you watch the games filmed on Sunday afternoon or Monday morning, he's going to be wishing that he made those two interceptions. He should have had one there in the end zone, and should have had that one. And that one's the one we just saw was a lot easier to try to intercept, but it just went through his hand, and that's got a lot to do with the wetness on the field and the wetness of the ball.
Berkmar is a lot better this year than they have been in previous years. They're a lot better than that record shows. They were 1-6 coming in, 0-3 in sub-region play. Tippins is going to hand off to Pearson, past midfield to the 48, and gang tackled at the 48 as the Rams sensing that one all the way and stopping Pearson after a gain of perhaps 4 yards.
Well, Newton County is definitely a lot better defense on the run. It's very they haven't faced a lot of the teams that throw the ball a lot, and Berkmar is one of those teams in our region that lines it up and throws it with 4 receivers. So Newton County is doing a decent job with the rushing, and they're definitely going to have to gear it up against this pass.
5-yard gain, third down and 5 for Berkmar. They're in Newton County territory at the 47. We've got 9:08 remaining in the second quarter. 3 receivers go out to the right side, 1 to the left for Berkmar as Tippins takes it and pitches out to Pearson, and Pearson fumbles the football at midfield. I believe the Newton County Rams have recovered, and yes, they have. Number 52, Marcelo Baines, the junior, has been there in every big play this year. Of course, we remember him tipping the pass from Mr. Hansen from Rockdale, and he recovers the fumble there, but will it count as the penalty flag goes out?
Looks like they're going to throw a penalty against the Berkmar Patriots, and Newton County is going to decline the penalty, and they're going to have the ball right at midfield. So Newton County's got a lot better field position. They need to take advantage of this break, go on down the field, use their speed, use their strength up front, and try to get 7 points on the board.
There's the break that the Rams were looking for. Hopefully they can capitalize on that. As on first down, they're already sending new people in there. Andy Rudd was in there, but now he's going out to the sideline. Cordell Benton coming in. Rams first down and 10 at midfield. Patrick Warren is the wide receiver. We talked about that. Now they've got a wide receiver. That takes one man out there. He's being guarded by Kurt Kilgore. Junior split in. 3-back set. It's a wishbone formation. Sellers takes it and gives it to Jason Robbins. Robbins to the 45, to the 40, to the 38. First down. Robbins using that straightforward running.
Good play there by Jason Robbins. As you see, he fumbled the ball one time a couple weeks ago, and we haven't seen a fumble from him lately. Didn't run a lot against Clark Central, but that was a good run by him there. Picked up about 11 yards, and looks like Jason's very excited about that, and they're going to bring him on the sideline and give him a little breather.
So after the first down gain from Robbins, the Rams begin to move the ball downfield. They have Patrick Warren wide to the right side. Berkmar has a couple of folks over on the right side beyond the edge of Newton County's offensive line as the give is to the back who gains to the 35. That was the fullback, Andy Rudd. Rudd, the junior, gaining to about the 35-yard line. A gain of 2.
Another dive right off the right side. Mike Sellers decided to give it to his fullback, Andy Rudd. Andy was tripped up right at the line of scrimmage and was able to fall forward and pick up at least two yards.
Jason Robbins comes back in, replacing Andy Rudd at fullback. They've gone to the fullback twice. 2 different folks, and now Jason back in there in a 2nd down and 9-yard situation. Other 2 backs are Cordell Benton, Patrick Gaither. Sellers keeps it himself, has some room to the 30, to the 25, first down, and brought down at the 25-yard line. A little bit of fighting over there as number 23, Ryan Flores, a little upset after Sellers gained the first down. Knocked down one of the Newton County players after the tackle.
That's one of the better plays I've seen from Mike Sellers this year, with a good fake. Jason Robbins up to the dive. Berkmar is looking for Jason to get the ball since after he had that 13-yard pickup, and Mike decided to keep the ball, go around the corner, and had another big game. Very good choice, a very good decision there by Mike Sellers, a quarterback for Newton County.
So far, 3 plays, 25 yards, first down for Newton County there at the Berkmar 25. Sellers keeps it himself and is brought out of bounds. Great tackle at the 22-yard line. That one will stop the clock, and we'll see who made the tackle here for the Berkmar Patriots. It was number 22, Richard Watkins, who is listed as a tight end, 200-pounder. Plays defense a little bit for Berkmar. And he brings Sellers out of bounds after a gain of, we'll say, 4 yards, as it's spotted at the 21-yard line, 2nd and 6.
We've seen a lot of success ever since Newton County has began to send one wide out, Patrick Warren to the left or right side. It opens up the defense for Berkmar, and they're having a lot more success going to that side of the field.
Sellers, once again, keeping it himself, trying to drive, gets to the 20-yard line, and he'll be tackled back at the 23, but forward progress will bring him beyond the 20, we would imagine, brought down by 3 Berkmar defenders there. And Sellers taking charge of the offense himself. We saw this the last time the Rams were at this stadium when they were taking on Middle Creek in the second half. Sellers was keeping it himself on just about every play. That can be bad as well as good.
Yeah, it can be good, and it can be bad because Mike may be trying to do a little bit too much, but a couple of good decisions there. You don't, especially with the weather like it is tonight, you don't really want to pitch it at the last moment. Better to keep it. But he's making some pretty good decisions here. Had a couple of bad pitches in the first drive, but looks like Newton County is driving the ball down the field this time.
Possession play for the Rams. 3rd down, 3 yards to go in the wishbone formation. Give us to Gaither. Gaither gains to the 10-yard line. It'll be a first down, and he is knocked down there as Edward Kang, the linebacker, put a hit into him at about the 15. Gaither jumped forward and dove to about the 10-yard line. It'll be first down, and Gaither helping out the Rams here.
Good run there by Patrick Gaither, but you also got to give credit there to Patrick Warren, also T.J. Harper, and Doug Parrish and Drew Dimon on the left side of the offensive line. They did a good push there. They sealed the left side of the ball, actually the left side of the line of scrimmage, and enabled Patrick Gaither to pick up a first down.
Again, a 3-back set on first down. Jason Robbins takes the football and gains to about the 9-yard line. That's about as far as he's going to go, as Berkmar read that one and had 6 or 7 guys on top of him. Small gain.
You still got to establish that dive, and that's what Newton County is doing. You got to keep making Berkmar respect the dive play from Newton County with Jason Robbins and Andy Rudd. It looks like Berkmar is going to take a timeout.
They most certainly will, and as the Patriots take a timeout, so will we. We'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football action after this on WGFS AM 1430.
And the reigning field here at Berkmar High School. Back with your play-by-play action is Mr. Kevin Holden.
Okay, thank you very much. We're just off of US 29 in Lilburn, Georgia, as the Berkmar Patriots and the Newton County Rams going head-to-head. Berkmar has had the best of this one so far. There are exactly 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. 13-0 Berkmar. They scored in the first quarter on a 46-yard run from Dustin Pearson, the senior running back, and then later on in the quarter, Pearson ran the ball in from 3 yards out to give Berkmar the lead. One of those extra points was missed, and that's how it stands at 13-0. Rams are on the Berkmar 8-yard line. Second down, Patrick Gaither, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown Rams. Patrick Gaither saw a hole on the left side, Paul. Excellent blocking and a touchdown.
That whole drive from the 50-yard line all the way into the end zone, Newton County stayed on the left side of the field, and they got a lot of confidence there behind T.J. Harper and Doug Parrish and Drew Dimon. But also the success from Newton County there was sending the wide out to the left side of the field. And I think that really did open up the defense for Berkmar. It enabled Mike Sellers to make some decisions on the left side of the line of scrimmage and sneak the ball in, and Patrick Gaither got a big touchdown for Newton County.
Junior Wes Billingsley will be in to attempt the extra point. Stephen Smith holding for him. and the kick goes up, and it is good. And on this rainy night, that's actually an adventure to kick those extra points tonight. We're going to take this time out as the Rams have put 7 on the board. They trail by 6, 13-7. We'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football action after this on WGFS AM 1430.
This is it. It's the sale of the decade, a one-time opportunity at Courtesy Ford on every new 90.
13-7 is your score in favor of Berkmar. The Rams will be kicking off with West Billingsley. Low liner bounces at the 30, bounces to the 20, to the 17, and picked up and gaining to the 27 and brought down at the 29-yard line. That's Ryan Flores on the return. After the 43-yard kick from Billingsley, Flores returning it from the Berkmar 17 to the 29. It'll be a 12-yard return, first down Patriots.
Good coverage there on the kickoff team with Rico Williams. He got down on the field, actually slipped up and fell down and got up and made the tackle. Good effort there by Rico Williams.
And Berkmar begins this drive at their own 29-yard line. First down and 10. 4 minutes and 39 seconds remain as they go out of a shotgun formation in first down. Berkmar loves to pass the ball. James Tippins takes it. Quarterback looking for a deep receiver, passes up, and it's deep, and it is intercepted by Gary Brown at the 35-yard line. Gary Brown, the freshman, has been also very big on defense, and Tippins overthrew everybody except Gary Brown.
Good play there by the freshman cornerback for Newton County, number 24, Gary Brown. The quarterback there for Berkmar, James Tippins, just turned the ball, actually took a 5-yard drop, just turned around and threw the ball, and didn't really look like any receivers were out there, but the only one there was Gary Brown. He made the reception and did the smart thing by making sure he made the reception, the interception, and fell on the ground. So Newton County's going to have the ball first and 10 on their own 34-yard line.
On this cold and dark night, possession could be the key. It is cold and it is wet. And the rains have been coming down pretty steadily most of the day. Rams in a wishbone formation. Sellers will take it himself on first down. Plows out, breaks one tackle, goes to the 39-yard line. Gain of about 4. Michael Sellers with some good straightforward running. Runs it almost like a running back there, Paul.
Good job there by Mike Sellers. He lowered his shoulder. And Mike's got a lot of strength. He does a lot of moves. He also has a lot of strength. We always talk about his speed. But he does have strength, and we continue to see Newton County going to the left side of the ball. So they've found a weakness in the right defensive front for Berkmar, and also they're using a lot of confidence in their offensive line on the left side, T.J. Harper and Doug Parrish.
Berkmar player down on the field, and while they're tending to him, Paul, as the rains begin to let up a little bit, this has to put sort of a damper on your parade if you're Berkmar having a homecoming game in this weather.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the cheerleaders are out there. They got all ponchos on, and the homecoming court, wherever they may be hiding, they may be hiding in the gymnasium, definitely not out here. Yeah, it puts a damper on it. The football players, that's probably the last thing on their mind is if the homecoming queen or the homecoming court, they're staying dry. But the weather here is a factor simply because it's so cold outside. And if it wasn't so cold, it wouldn't be that big of a factor. But when you get wet and cold and you hit that cold ground, it's an eye-awakening experience. And it looks like all the teams out there, Berkmar and Newton County, have all gotten wet, fell on the ground, and are ready to start to play football here late in the second quarter.
Again, they're tending to that Berkmar player who is down on the field. A couple of trainers out there tending to him. Paul, the multi-talented man, we saw another one of your talents today. You were out there at some pre-Halloween festivities just off the square.
Oh, yeah, we had a costume contest. We was hoping to have it on the square today, but the weather did not permit that, so we changed the location to the Covington Fire Department community room and had a large crowd there. And a couple of youngsters got some gifts and some awards, and all of them received Dare pencils and Dare rulers from the police department. And we had a real big time.
That's our Bo Jackson right here, Paul Dailey. He can do just about anything. Very talented person is Mr. Paul Dailey. James Wright is hobbling off the field. He's the man who was down for Berkmar, and they're leading him off the field. It'll be second down and 5 yards for Newton County. They are at their own 39-yard line, and the clock starts at 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Sellers is going to try to pass here. The pass is up and deep, and Brian Jones is the intended receiver, and he took the pass away and then dropped it as it was almost intercepted by Kurt Kilgore. And as Kilgore was coming down, Brian Jones very alertly sort of stripped the ball away from him, but then as he hit the ground, the ball bounced out.
Good concentration both sides of the ball there. Kurt Kilgore made a valiant effort to try to intercept the ball, but also Brian Jones, the split end, the senior for Newton County, had a lot of concentration there and almost made the reception after Kilgore dropped the interception. So he goes go for incomplete, and Newton County's going to have it third down and about 5 yards to go.
And after all that running, Jones goes to the sideline, and Patrick Warren is in there now as a wide receiver, and Sellers taking it himself on the left side and is tackled at the 41, well short of a first down. And the Rams are going to have a 4th down and 4 situation as George Imamy brought Sellers down at about the 40.
The enemy linebacker for Berkmar heard a lot of talk about him as being a very aggressive junior. So look for him to be on many of the stops here for Berkmar. It looks like Tommy Taylor's going to come in on the 4th and about 4 yards and going to punt it away. Hopefully he's going to get a little bit better punt tonight on this series. The last 2 punts weren't very successful.
It's unfortunate that Newton County could not capitalize after the turnover. It's 4th down and 4 yards to go, and the ball is snapped to Taylor, so they will be punting, and the punt is partially tipped, and it will bounce at the 45-yard line, and it's fumbled at the 45. Rams may have it back. Let's see how they motion Newton County football. Number 16, Andy Rudd, the man himself, taking the ball at the 43-yard line, and in that case, a punt of, let's say 7 yards actually helps the Rams instead of hurting them.
On nights like this, you're liable to see anything happen in this kind of weather. Tommy Taylor was back to punt. One of the Berkmar Patriots blocked the kick, and the ball went straight up in the air. One of the Berkmar players tried to receive the ball, and when he tried to receive it, he had possession, and actually he fumbled the ball right back to Newton County. So Newton County's going to have it 1st and 10. Another break for Newton County on their own 43-yard line.
That's a 3-yard punt there from Tommy Taylor, the best 3-yard punt I've ever seen. Michael Sellers goes over center, and he's going to give the ball to Jason Robbins. Robbins to the 50, and past midfield, we see a penalty flag thrown at the 47. We'll see what that one is, but Jason Robbins is a very strong person, uses that running strength to gain a good 7-8 yards.
They're going to call a penalty against Newton County, illegal block below the knees, and Newton County's going to be backed up a few yards, and they're not really taking advantage of these turnovers, and that's something they're going to have to do even against a weak team like Berkmar. They're going to have to take advantage of every mistake they make, and we're not seeing Newton County doing that tonight.
Newton County already has 28 penalty yards against them, and we'll see what happens after this penalty as it is marked off all the way back to the 32-yard line. That's a 15-yard penalty against Newton County. So lots of penalty yards here going against the Rams as just a little time remains. We've got 2:39 remaining in your second quarter of action, and the Rams are on their own 32-yard line after that 15-yard penalty.
As you look on the sideline, Coach Cook's not a very happy camper.
Rams have 1st down and many, many yards to go. Sellers is going to hand off, and the give goes out to about the 35-yard line. Now, Sellers kept it himself, pardon me, good fake there from Sellers as he is brought down at the 29. A little slippery weather contributing to that one, and a loss of about 3 for Sellers and the Rams, who now have 2nd down and a country mile.
It's really a shame. We saw Newton County pretty much get on track on that 3rd drive of the ball game and score from 50 yards out. Now they got 2 turnovers, and they was unable to do anything with the first turnover, the interception by Gary Brown, and now that they recovered a fumble after an ill-led punt, they're backing back up. They're going the wrong way.
Might the Rams pass the ball here on 2nd down? They've got 1 wide receiver. They'll be pitching to Cordell Benton. Wide to the right side. Benton goes to the 30. There's a penalty flag as he is brought down by a very excited Ryan Flores, the quarterback. And Flores has been excited throughout this game, but we'll see again the penalty flag, and we'll see who it goes against. Holding against Newton County, so yet another penalty goes against the Rams, and after having 0 penalty yards last week against Clark Central, the yards mount up in this game.
And Newton County's been caught doing several things on offense. I haven't seen any penalties against their defensive unit, but Newton County's offense has been called for illegal push, a couple of illegal blocks, and now a holding penalty is going to back them up even further, and they're going to have 2nd down and 2 or 3 miles to go.
53 penalty yards so far in the first quarter and some change. There's only 1:44 for the Rams, and they have a 3rd down situation on their own 20. The 1st down marker is in Berkmar territory. Patrick Gaither takes the football, gains to the 27-yard line, and he is brought down there. Brent Hall, defensive lineman, big senior, brings him down after a gain of 7 yards. 4th down, and lots of yardage to go. Make that 3rd down.
Straight dive there for Patrick Gaither. It looks like Newton County's just trying to go right back up the field. Don't want to risk an ill-failed pitch deep in their own territory, and they'll probably be happy to get into the halftime down by 6 points.
Sellers has 1 wide receiver. That's Patrick Warren over on the left side. He's got a wishbone set. Patrick Gaither, Cordell Benton, Jason Robbins. And the give this time is to Benton. Benton is being pursued as a defender has his shirt, and he's going to be ruled down right there. And Cordell Benton is stopped by Edward Kang, a linebacker for Berkmar. Small gain.
Looks like the referee here on this side of the ball field marked Cordell Benton down. Maybe his knee touched the ground, but he blew his whistle down here, right here at the 25 to 26-yard line, and they're going to talk about it.
And as the officials take this timeout, why don't we do the same? We'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football action after this on WGFS AM 1430.
There are close to 100
seconds remaining here in the second quarter at Berkmar High School. Back with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Rams in a third down situation and plenty of yards to go. And once again, a timeout is going to be called by the referees as they can't get together on the play. On the scoreboard, it says third down. Over on the far sideline, the marker says third down as well. So perhaps we saw a no play on that last one as Cordell Benton took the football. They may order the play run again as Benton was ruled down at the 26-27-yard line. And the referee's taking the football now, and we'll see how they spot it and what happens.
Looks like that's what they're going to call it. No one's made an adjustment on the third down. So it's going to be third down again for Newton County. I guess it's a do-over, and they're still a country mile away from the first down.
So it's just like backyard football. We've got a do-over here. Receiver out on the right-hand side. 3 men in the backfield for Newton County. Berkmar up there in about a 5 or 6 man front. They're anticipating the run. That's exactly what happens. Gaither takes the football and is stuck at the 28-yard line. The initial hit made by James. 2 seconds remaining. So Berkmar may have time to get one play off here. As 22 seconds remain and the Rams are going to be punting. They've been playing this game in very heavy rains. The rains have persisted pretty much throughout the game. Taylor's going to be punting. This is the 4th time in this first half, and he has punted the football. Dustin Pearson, Jason Back are the 2 folks back to receive for the Berkmar Patriots. Ball is spotted on the 27-yard line. No gain from Gaither there on third down.
Looks like Newton County may have taken a timeout here. Coach Cook is out on the field with his punter Tommy Taylor and also his quarterback Mike Sellers. And looks like they're going to try to get. Looks like Coach Cook may try to give a little bit of encouragement to Mike Sellers and also his punter Tommy Taylor to get off a good kick and make sure you cover and get down there and stop the return for Berkmar.
Well, we know what happened last time Tommy Taylor had a punt. It was a 3-yard punt. After a fumble, Newton County recovered at their own 43. They were driven all the way back, though, to their own 28. They've had lots of those negative drives here in this game, drives that have sent them back instead of forward. And, of course, you want to try to avoid those at all costs. Here's the snap to Taylor, and the kick goes up, and it is a short punt, which will go to about the 37-yard line, hit a mud puddle, and pretty much stop right there. And with 16 seconds remaining, Berkmar may have time to get 2 or 3 plays off here as they lead by 6 points. 13-7 Berkmar is your score. And, Paul, another short punt there from Taylor.
Looks like Tommy's having a tough time with the weather tonight. The ball is really wet. The referees are doing the best that they can to get a dry ball on the field, but Tommy's just not having very, very good success here tonight punting the ball.
Berkmar has a first down situation. They are at their own 38-yard line looking to pass on first down. Tippin's pass is up, and it is complete and out of bounds. Excellent pass play there to Rusty Roach. And we now have 5 seconds remaining, but a good pass play, and it should bring up a first down situation, or at least close to that, for Berkmar.
Looks like Berkmar is going to send in their field goal kicker, number 12. His name is Dusty Roach, and it looks like he might try. Probably going to be about a 45-yard field goal here with 5 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Lots of Roaches on this team. Clark Central kicked a field goal to end the first half last week. We'll see if the same happens here. The snap is high, and here comes the kick. It is up, and it is going to be no good. So Berkmar missing on the field goal attempt. Dusty Roach, albeit a very, very long field goal attempt, and that's going to end your first half of play. And Paul, this time Berkmar elected to go for the field goal, and missing the attempt was a 45-yard attempt.
He didn't miss by very much. He only missed by about 2 or 3 yards, and that's got to put a little bit of confidence in the field goal kicker for Berkmar because he would have made a 40-yard field goal on that particular play. So not a very bad decision there by the Berkmar coaches to try for three points. Had really nothing to lose.
Your score is 13-7 in favor of Berkmar as we head to halftime. Coming up on your halftime show, we will talk about the statistics of the first half, and we'll have a couple of very special interviews with very special guests who are wandering around the press box here. We'll get them here and be interviewing them in your halftime show. Stay tuned. You're listening to WGFS AM 1430.
If you have a big job for a chainsaw, get a chainsaw that's built to take it. The new Husqvarna
Marks, and Marks got right up in Matt Edwards' face to knock away that pass.
Good pressure there by Tilly Smith to get behind the offensive line and apply some pressure to James Tippins and rush the pass a little bit, and good coverage there by number 9 for Newton County, Jamal Marks.
Looks like we're going to see another field goal attempt here. Dusty Roach. And the ball is spotted on the 28-yard line. It's going to be a 45-yard field goal attempt. We saw one of these in the last play of the first half. It was no good. They're going to try it again, and there's a penalty flag. And we will see what the call goes against. It will go against Berkmar. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty, and we'll see if they try to attempt a field goal as it's moved another 5 yards back. It would then be a 50-yard attempt, Paul.
I think the coaches are going to change their mind. I wouldn't see them keeping their field goal kicker out there to try a 50-yarder, especially in tonight's condition. I've been wrong before, but the coaches are sitting here deliberating on the sideline to see what they're going to do.
Who's the football? They spot the football at they're going to spot it at about the 31 or 32-yard line, so make it essentially a 4-yard penalty. And we see Roach out there, so apparently he's going to attempt a 50-yard field goal here.
Be a good time for a fake field goal. I don't.
Dusty Roach, here comes the kick after a snap, which is good. The kick is up, and the kick is no good as it bounces at the end zone, a good 10 yards short of the field goal post, and the Rams will take over at their own 20-yard line. We'll take this break. We'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football after this on WGFS AM 1430.
To help you enjoy being out in your backyard, stop by.
First down play for the Rams. Cordell Benson taking the football. Gains a good 3 yards. Second down, 7 yards for the Rams. They begin this drive at their own 20 after the missed field goal. 50-yard attempt from Dusty Roach, the senior kicker. Fell a good 10 yards short, as we mentioned, to the field goal post. And an ill-fated field goal attempt. It's 13-7 in favor of Berkmar. The ball is on the 23-yard line. Second down, 7. One wide receiver to the right side as Sellers hands off. And gaining close to first down territory, but well short of it, is going to be Patrick Gaither. Gaither a gain of, we'll say, 4 yards. Perhaps a little bit more, but he's still going to be short of that first down.
Patrick did a good job there. Good running by Patrick going north and south, right behind the blocker. Just got what he could. Had both hands on the football. It's going to bring up a third and about 2 yards to go. And Newton County, this is what they got to do. Just run the ball north and south with this wet field we're seeing here tonight. And I think they have a little bit more strength up front than does Berkmar, and hopefully get down there and put 6 or 7 points on the board to tie or at least go ahead in this ball game.
The big thing so far is to avoid those turnovers. The Rams in 2 consecutive possessions have fumbled the football inside their own 40, and that'll do it for your third quarter of action as the third quarter expires quickly. 13-7 is your score in favor of Berkmar. Prepare for a sloppy yet exciting fourth quarter of football. We'll be back after this 30-second break with more exciting Newton County Rams football on WGFS AM 1430.
The City of Covington elected
Newton County, a couple of yards left to go for the first down, and gaining into first down territory and out to the 38-yard line is Andy Rudd. Rudd is upset with himself because he had a lot of running room on the left side, was pretty much all alone over there, but since he was running forward, had to sort of dive in his wet conditions and gain to the 38.
Well, Andy Rudd is definitely a north and south runner. He gets the ball in there. He's usually picking up about 3 or 4 yard gain every play. There he was untouched going through the line and had his head down, and probably going to wish he had his head up on that particular play because he would have been able to run for a lot more yardage on that particular play.
First down, Newton County, after the 8-yard gain there from Andy Rudd as we have just begun the fourth quarter of action. You're scoring for Berkmar, both of them coming in that first quarter. 2 runs from Mr. Pearson, the running back, Dustin Pearson, a 46-yard run and a 3-yard run for the 2 touchdowns for Berkmar. Sellers goes over center. He's going to give to Andy Rudd. Rudd gains to the 45. Good straightforward running from Rudd. Not quite to first down territory as he is brought down by Ryan Flores and also Brent Scruder.
What Andy Rudd adds to your offense is he's a lot quicker than Jason Robbins at fullback. He doesn't have the power, the power that Jason provides at the fullback position, but Andy does have the speed to hit the hole very quickly, and that's what we're seeing here on this particular drive. Andy's hitting the hole very quickly and is able to pick up 3 or 4 or 5 yards every carry.
Drew Denman leads the Rams up to the offensive line. Michael Sellers goes behind him. Rams in sort of a wing T formation. One man goes in motion. Sellers trips up and falls at the 42-yard line, tripping on this wet field, and a late flag. Penalty flag could be against Berkmar.
Good decision there by Mike Sellers. Even though he got tripped up in the backfield, he wanted to pitch the ball late, but decided not to. And a very good decision on his part just to take the loss, and we'll wait for the referee's decision on what this penalty is going to be.
And the penalty goes against Newton County. It's going to be a face mask and another big-time penalty, something you cannot afford to have under these conditions. And Coach Jack Cook is upset talking with the referee over there on the far sideline as a face mask has been called against Newton County.
That's one of the penalties you rarely see, is a face mask called on the offense, and that's just a sloppy play by Newton County getting called for a face mask, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty against Newton County's offense, something you rarely see a face mask call against an offensive squad.
15-yard penalty against the Rams. They have really racked up the penalty yards tonight. By unofficial tabulation, 68 penalty yards. And it will be second down from Newton County's 27-yard line. They've got about 20 yards to go, 19 in fact for a first down. They have 10 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in this ball game. Berkmar leads by 6. Wishbone formation for Newton County. And the give is to Gaither, who gains about 3 or 4 yards and falls down at the 30-yard line as he's having some trouble staying up there in the wet conditions and falls down at the 30.
Straight dive off the left side for Newton County. Newton County coaches are hollering for a late hit, but actually the defender for Berkmar just couldn't really stop and delivered a late blow, but wasn't very a vicious hit, so the referees decided not to throw the flag.
Jason Robbins comes out to the sideline on the third down play, perhaps getting him ready to play defense as the Rams have third down and 16 yards to go. Patrick Warren is the wide receiver, splitting out to the right side. He's guarded by Kurt Kilgore, number 2. Sellers is going to take it and could be passing here on third down. The pass is up, and it is going to be intercepted. No, it's not intercepted, as number 22, Richard Watkins, had the football in his hand. But again, the sloppy conditions, that football very slick, slipped right out of his hands. He would have had it at midfield.
Very strange to see a big guy like that playing secondary for Berkmar. It looks like they went in the gymnasium, got him straight off the basketball court. He's number 22, and his name is Richard Watkins, and he's a very big person to have back there at free safety. And what he's doing is just wandering in the backfield. Apparently he's got pretty good speed to be back there just wandering around, and almost came up with a big interception there.
Tommy Taylor will be back to punt, and there's going to be a timeout, and it's going to be an official's timeout, pardon me. Tommy Taylor will be punting it back to receive for Berkmar. Dustin Pearson, Jason Back, both of those two will be back for the Patriots. And now Taylor's going to be set to punt. He's standing at about his own 15-yard line. This ball is on the 30, fourth down at 16 yards. Here's the snap and the punt. It is a pretty high one, which will bounce at midfield, take a Newton County roll to the 45, slosh around there in the mud, and it will be touched by number 79, Doug Parrish for the Rams, and he touched it at the 44-yard line. It's going to be a 26-yard punt there from Taylor. Once again, no return, but Berkmar close to midfield.
You're not going to get a real good bounce here tonight, because when the ball hits the ground, it's going to make a big splash and may roll 1 or 2 yards, and Newton County had a roll that time. If we saw a dry field out here tonight, that ball would have rolled a lot further. So Berkmar is going to have another good field position. They're going to have the ball on their own 44-yard line and good field position.
3 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left for Berkmar. In the first down play, Pearson will take the football, and he will gain out to midfield and just a little bit beyond. Not quite to first down territory, but a pretty good gain. Rico Williams, Tommy Taylor, both in on the stop for the Rams. And it's past midfield to the 49.
Number 73 coming onto the field, Reggie Benton, to provide a little bit more beef up there. Greg Benson goes off the field, so hopefully Reggie Benton can provide a little bit more strength up front and get these offensive guard centers off of Jason Robbins to allow him to do his job.
Berkmar has done an excellent job of using the run in this game. They are primarily a pass-oriented team. The snap is fumbled, and Tippins going to keep it himself on the right side, and he'll be brought down by Rico Williams. He's fumbled the snap and had to keep it himself and lost about 3 yards on the play.
Good play there by Rico Williams. He noticed that James Tippins dropped the ball. He was pursuing from the right side over there and hustled over there to bring James Tippins down for a big loss. So Newton County playing pretty good defense here. That's going to bring up a third down and about 8 yards to go for Berkmar.
Big play here for Newton County as they're going to need the football back if they can do any damage. 7:52 remaining, and the Rams trail by 6 points, 13-7. Tippins goes over center, ready to take the snap. Rams in a 4-man front. Now ready to pass here, and the pass is up, and it'll be complete to Pearson. Pearson will be stopped at the 49-yard line. Rico Williams again on the stop. Rico Williams has been all over the place here on this particular defensive setup for Berkmar, and they'll be punting on 4th down.
Excellent play there by Dustin Pearson for Berkmar, the running back. Coming out of the backfield, made an excellent reception from James Tippin to pick up just a few yards. Good defensive play there by the entire defensive squad for Newton County. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 4 yards for Berkmar, and they're going to decide to punt here on the midfield marker.
The heavy rains continue to fall, beginning to form in puddles there as Newton County going to be receiving a punt here. The Patriots punt on 4th down. Number 12, Dusty Roach, will be punting for the Patriots. Snap is a high one, but the kick will get off as the Rams don't apply much pressure up there. It's a spiraling kick. It'll bounce once, and Cordell Benton will let it run out of bounds, and it's going to be very, very deep in there. Perhaps at the 5-yard line. A terrific punt there by Dusty Roach, and Newton County is going to have a ton of yards to make up here with 6 minutes 46 seconds remaining.
Good punt. Actually, a very good punt there by Roach. He kicked the ball as hard as he could and got a good bounce. Not a whole lot of water over there on that side of the field, and the ball is going to be down on the Newton County. Let's look at it. It was probably going to look like about the 3-yard line. They're going to have a long way to go to try to tie this ball game up.
That's a 47-yard punt there, and Newton County will take the ball at their own 3-yard line. It's going to be a long, hard-fought drive, and with 6:34 remaining, the Rams can only run the football for so long. Sellers will take it himself. He'll get up to about the 6 or 7-yard line, trying to avoid the safety there as the Rams working quickly on offense.
Well, Kevin, one thing we haven't seen here in the second half or even in the late second quarter, we haven't seen that quick pitch that worked so well for Newton County last week against Clark Central. Right there, Mike Sellers decided to keep the ball, and he picked up a good 4 yards. You got to do something. You got to make Mike Sellers work. You got to make your tailbacks work. So look for that quick pitch. That's something I would call if I was the head coach for Newton County.
2nd down and 7 as the Rams in the wishbone formation. No whiteout this time. Here's the give, and out to the 15-yard line, and that is Patrick Gaither on the run. Gaither had a little more running room on the left side, but elected to go straight forward to hang on to the football.
Good play there by Patrick Gaither. He's playing a pretty good ball game tonight. He's keeping both hands on the ball, going north and south, and that's exactly what you want to see on a game like tonight with the weather being like it is. Just go north and south, forget east and west unless you can make a big gain. And Newton County came out of the hole, and they're going to have it. Actually, they're going to have it 1st and 10 on their own 14-yard line.
5 minutes, 33 seconds left in this contest. Sellers going to keep it himself after the fake handoff as he had some trouble with the football, and he's going to be stopped back to the 10-yard line. Sellers with some trouble. Again, the rain continues to fall very heavily, forming in puddles out around midfield. So if the Rams get out there, it could be even sloppier than it is down there at the 20.
Mike Hollinger, number 52 there on Berkmar's side of the ball, did a good job of penetrating there and to trip up Mike Sellers. There again, that quick pitch would come in the hand right there as you avoid going down the line because Berkmar's defensive line is doing a lot of penetration. So something to counteract that is a quick pitch or maybe a deep option from Mike Sellers to let him use his speed and athletic ability to get around the corner.
Newton County playoff hopes in jeopardy. They've got to pick up a victory in this one. Cordell Benton will take it and will gain to the 15 to the 16, and that's about it. As Benton taking the pitch on the right side, but again, not much footing out there, and probably a gain of 3 yards, maybe 4.
Newton County's offensive line is doing what they can, but we see a lot of standing around out there. When the coaches watch this thing tomorrow or Sunday afternoon, they're going to be kind of upset because a lot of the offensive linemen, also some of the spare running backs from Newton County, doing a lot of standing around. Cordell Benton, the pickup he was able to pick up on that play that he did on his own.
3rd down and 8 for Newton County. Very important possession play here. Patrick Warren is the wide receiver to the left side, and the Rams stay in that wishbone formation in the 3rd down and 8 situation. Sellers goes out to the left side, and he is brought down at the 16-yard line. Big play from the Berkmar defense as coming up there on the play, Keith Weathers making the tackle.
What we see out there was just a straight option down the left side of the Newton County's offensive line. Mike Sellers got tripped up, decided to turn it upfield, and was able to pick up a yard. But it's going to bring up a 4th down and about a long 7, let's call it 8 yards. And Newton County is going to be forced to punt here again with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter.
Pressure is now on the Rams defense. Going to need to stop Berkmar 3 and out. And we'll have just a couple of shots. Here is the snap to Taylor. Taylor gets off a pretty good punt, which bounces at the 37 to the 40 and to the 42-yard line. We'll take this time out. We'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football after this on WGFS. Ram football brought to you by East Metro Cellular, Covington's authorized agent for Pactel Cellular. Gains from the Newton County 42. Out about 5 yards, and they'll spot it at the 37. It'll be second down and 5 at the Newton 37. Berkmar maintaining a 6-point lead. 2 minutes, 47 seconds remain. Tippins goes over center. Berkmar looking for only their second win of this year. Give us to Pearson. First down and out to the 30. And brought down by Lamar Hips. A couple other folks in there with Lamar Hips on the tackle for Newton County, but it will be a first down. The run from Pearson gains down to the 30 and just a little bit beyond.
Berkmar is just playing straight ahead football, something that they're just trying to run some time off the clock, so look for Pearson to do most of the work here, just running straight up the middle with both hands on the ball. Newton County is going to try to they will have to force a fumble here to do something here late in the fourth quarter.
Berkmar continuing in its 4 wide receiver set as Tippins takes the snap. He'll give to Pearson. Pearson to the 20. And is brought down at the 20-yard line, close to first down territory, as Lamar Hips brings him down. But Berkmar driving slowly downfield, things looking more and more grim for Newton County on this pre-Halloween night.
Newton County is going to be forced to take a timeout here. Too much time was going off the clock. It's down to 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Newton County in a very big hole here, with Berkmar having second down and only 1 yard to go to pick up a first down. So Newton County was forced to take a timeout.
We'll keep it here as they take that timeout. We have 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining, and Paul, certainly the sloppy conditions have contributed to the Rams not being able to move the ball on offense.
That's exactly right. The weather's been the biggest part of Newton County's failures tonight, but Newton County just really never got on track, and hopefully something can happen here with 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. But it looks very dim right now. Newton County is going to have to force a fumble and do something that we haven't seen tonight, like a big play. Newton County has been one of those teams that's come up with big plays every game, and this is one of the games that we've seen no big plays tonight. Adrian Carr not in the game due to an injury, and Newton County just has not gotten on track with their offense. The defense has played pretty good football, even though they allowed 13 points in the first quarter, but the last second and the third and the fourth quarter, Newton County's defense has done an excellent job.
In terms of yards from scrimmage, the most the Rams have gained in one play in this game is 13. They've had no plays over 13 yards from scrimmage. Newton County in the 4-man front. 2:03 remains. Berkmar leads by 6. Second down, short yardage for first down at the 21. Tippins takes it himself. He is driving to the 19 to the 18-yard line as he stayed up and gained a good 2 or 3 yards out of it. And several Newton County folks in on the tackle. Now a fight erupting there at the 18-yard line as some of the Newton County folks getting into it with some of the Berkmar folks. Looked like number 80 for Berkmar, Matt Edwards, getting into the action there. Make that number 20, pardon me, that's Dustin Pearson, the running back, getting into the action with a couple of the Newton County players. They break up the skirmish, though, and the ball is spotted on the 18-yard line.
What you have there is just total frustration from Newton County, and also a little bit of excitement out of Berkmar. This is they only had one victory, and it's looking like they're going to get their second victory of the season. And Newton County is being very frustrated there, and look like they're just wanting to fight. So Berkmar's going to have it first and 10 on their own on Newton County's 19-yard line.
A minute 36 remains as Tippins will keep it himself on the left side, has some running room to the 20, to the 15, and out of bounds, close to a first down at the 10-yard line. Run out of bounds by Marcelo Baines. Things looking worse and worse for the Rams as we go along. And Berkmar continuing to drive downfield. They started this one at the Newton 42, and they have driven now all the way down to the 18, plus whatever yardage is gained on this particular play as Tippins running out of bounds close to the 10, a Newton County player down on the field. Not speculating at this stage as to who that is down there, but certainly among these conditions, you worried about the injuries, and with it being cold, the injuries sort of increase twofold because of the increased amount of pain that you feel in the cold weather.
That's right. Good play there by Berkmar, sending the quarterback James Tippins out to the left side of the option. Fake dive to the running back Pearson and went off to the left side, and James Tippins picked up a big gain off the left side. Actually, he showed a lot of speed on that play. Outran one of the corners back there, Toy Brown, and not a lot of people in this region can outrun Toy Brown, but James Tippins showed a lot of speed there getting around the corner and picking up a big first down for Berkmar.
It'll be first down at the Newton County 7. A minute 26 remains, and Berkmar leads by 6 points in this ball game. Kelly Smith was led off the field by Coach Cook, and one of the traders, he's the guy who was down at the 20, leaving the field with a little bit of help. Looks like he'll be okay. One wide receiver out to the right for the Patriots, and a fumble on the play. We'll see who recovered it. Tippins looked like he fell on top of it immediately. That would have been nice to see Newton County come up with that, but Tippins falls on top of it immediately.
Nothing really hurt there for Berkmar. It's going to force Newton County to take another timeout. Of course, you don't want to fumble the ball, but nothing devastating to Berkmar's offense, because it's going to force Newton County to take a defense with 1 minute and 13 seconds remaining here late in the fourth quarter.
And while they take this timeout, so will we. We'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football after this on WGFS AM 1430, brought to you by East Metro Cellular, Covington's authorized agent of Pactel Cellular.
It's the sale of the day.
Bar is on their 9-yard line, the Newton County 9. Minute 13 remains, 13-7, and we need a miracle here, Paul Dailey.
It's going to take a big miracle from Newton County here. Actually, Berkmar's got it second down and goal to go, and Newton County's in a very big, deep hole right here.
The clock is at a minute 13 as Newton County took a timeout there on second down. Tippins goes over center to take the snap. Berkmar offensive line ready, and the give is to Pearson. Pearson, minimal gain, and stuffed by Tommy Taylor. After a gain of maybe a yard or two, Taylor saw him there and brought him down after a gain of just a yard. And Newton County will take another timeout, and Paul, we're going to keep it here this time as the run by Pearson sets up a third down situation. So the Rams not completely out of this one yet, but they've got a long, long way to go. A big miracle is needed with 1 minute and 2 seconds.
Well, look for here, if Berkmar does not score on this play, and I think that was Newton County's last time out, if they do not get a touchdown here, it's going to bring up a fourth down and very short. And if they send in a field goal kicker, which they probably will if they don't score a touchdown, that will actually put the ball game out of reach, because that would, if he makes it, it will be 16-7, and would take a miracle plus another miracle to at least win this ball game. And Newton County is in a tremendous hole. It's not looking very good for the Newton County fans.
Newton County fans braving the weather, all you folks over there, thanks for sticking with us for 4 quarters of football. Those of you listening by radio, thanks for sticking with us. You haven't had to go out of this very poor weather. Neither have we. We've been fortunate enough to stay dry here in the press box, but sort of feel bad for everybody who's had to endure this weather tonight.
That's exactly right. It's good weather for waterfowls and maybe some ducks or some birds, but not very good weather here for the fans. Pretty good weather here for the football team. That's the last thing on their mind is just weather. Berkmar's probably looking forward to their homecoming dance, and Newton County is worried about that long bus ride home back to Covington.
After a 2-yard gain, it's third down and goal. Berkmar is on the Newton 7, and Berkmar will go and send 2 wide receivers out to the right side, both of them being guarded by Jamal Marks and Torrance McCullum. Tippins will hand off to Pearson, and Pearson will be short of the touchdown, and he'll gain 3 or 4 yards, and just straight up the middle, several Newton County Ram defenders in on the tackle, and Berkmar will probably have to attempt a field goal here on 4th down. We'll see what happens.
Well, I'm looking at the coaching staff for Berkmar, and I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they're just going to go ahead and continue doing what they're doing. Really, it's only going to take one more snap for Berkmar to win this ball game, so they decided to bring in an extra wide receiver, maybe a tight end, and just do the same thing they've just done, is just give the ball off, maybe Tippins keep it, or maybe Pearson getting it, but this will probably be the last play of the ball game.
25 seconds remain, as Tippins, all he has to do is just go over center, take the snap, kneel down, now a penalty flag, and it goes against Berkmar.
Against the Patriots.
And it looks like it will be a delay of game penalty, I believe, Paul, against the Patriots.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea there by Berkmar. I don't think they intended to do that, but it's not a bad play. It's going to have 18 seconds remaining. They're only going to have to take one snap, and Newton County has no more timeouts remaining. So look for this play right here. Barring any miracle, this should be the last play of the ball game, and it's going to send Newton County home to Covington, losing to a rather weak Berkmar team that played a well of a ball game tonight.
The Rams have had some trouble in this stadium this year. They'll be leaving this stadium 0-2. They'll move to 4-5 and 2-3 in sub-region play, and they will be out of the playoff picture, losing tonight to Berkmar. 18 seconds remain. Tippins over center. Takes the snap, and he's going to kneel down, and that's going to be just about it as Tippins takes the 2-yard loss. And the clock ticks down, and the folks here are ticking down with it as they count down. 15 seconds remain. And with that fourth down situation, Newton County will get a first down, so they will get a couple of opportunities, perhaps to score a touchdown here. 15 seconds remain, and Newton County will have the ball on their own 12-yard line. Loss of 2 in the last play from Tippins. Paul, I thought the clock would tick down to end the game after that one, but Newton County does get a few chances. First down. First play from scrimmage. Michael Sellers pitches to Cordell Benton. Benton to the 15, to the 20, and goes out of bounds with 6 seconds remaining at the 22-yard line. Looks like he'll be at a first down situation.
Newton County is very fortunate there to have a change of possessions, and also it took a little while for the ball boy to bring in a new dry ball. So Newton County is very fortunate they was able to get off one play, a very big game there by Cordell Benton. So Newton County is going to be down to their last play on offense. Hopefully a miracle can happen here.
This is it, folks. 6 seconds remaining. The Rams need 76 yards. Michael Sellers takes the ball back, looking to pass. The pass is incomplete. It's intended for Cordell Benton. 2 seconds will remain, so we will see one more play. But the incomplete pass from Sellers sets up second down and basically 76 yards to go.
Well, 4 plays ago, I said that would be the last play, so don't listen to what I'm saying. Actually, Newton County will bring up a second down. Actually, a second down here. They're going to have the ball on their own 24-yard line, and this should be, barring any miracle, this should be the last play of the ball game.
Berkmar in a prevent defense, 4 people standing around midfield. Michael Sellers drops back to pass. The pass is a deep one going up, and it's going to be complete. Patrick Gaither will fall on it at the 42-yard line for a first down, but it will also be the end of your ball game, and Berkmar picks up a victory here over the Newton County Rams by a score of 13-7. A heartbreaking loss here for the Rams and their fans, who were hoping that the Rams had an outside shot and they had a chance to make the playoffs, but all of that is done away with here as the cannon goes off. You heard it, Berkmar picking up the victory. They haven't had a chance to do that very much this year as Berkmar moves to 2-6, 1-3 in sub-region play. We'll be back after this break to tell you about your final stats, and we'll wrap it up right after this on WGFS, AM 1430, football being brought to you by East Metro Cellular.